Okay. Hi, this is Group 6 research project findings, and we decided, based on the data we collected, that we found most interesting the results of the question, does a student's level of physical activity impact the quality of their sleep? So, uh, I ran a simple linear regression test, and the results of that came up with an equation that indicated a slight negative relationship, but when looking at the p-value of zero 0.2 and the correlation coefficient of negative 0.12, we found that the results were pretty insignificant, so there wasn't a significant correlation between the two, between amount of physical activity and sleep quality.
Okay, so as mentioned before, there does seem to be a slight negative correlation when it comes to exercise and quality of sleep in a Chico State student that answered the math survey. As seen in front of you, we have a scatter plot. This scatter plot has a red line. That red line basically represents that correlation that I talked to you guys about. What it means basically is that the more exercise a student does a week, the lower or the worse their quality of sleep is going to be overall. Although this is pretty irrelevant since we have a p-value of 0.2031, which is greatly bigger than the widely considered statistically significant value of 0.05 or less. Here we have our correlation coefficient, which is 0.1165. We also have our least squares regression line, which is y equals 6.006, which that is the quality of sleep from 1 to 10, minus 0.032 times the average amount of time working out every week for a Chico State student. All right, so an interpretation we can have from this is that there is a slight negative relationship between the hours of exercise and quality of sleep. Uh, Although this is very insignificant because, as we mentioned before, our p-value is greatly bigger than the widely considered statistically significant value of 0.05 or above. But either ways, some interpretations that we can have is that for every additional 1 hour of exercise, the quality of sleep of a Chico State student that answered the survey from a scale of 1 to 10 decreases by 0.032. And from our correlation coefficient, we can also interpret that 12% of the variation in the quality of a student's sleep can be explained by the number of hours they spend exercising.
So the conclusion, the correlation coefficient for quality of sleep and numbers of hours spent exercising was 0.12, negative 0.12. This suggests that there's a slight negative linear association between the hours spent exercising and sleep quality. The p-value for the slope is insignificant at 0.2, meaning that there is not sufficient evidence to support the claim that there is a significant negative association between a student's quality of sleep and hours of exercise. Because that there is not a strong linear relationship between the two variables, we cannot use the LSRL to predict one's quality of sleep based on the hours of exercise. Now, we found these results pretty interesting because according to one source at healthline.com, exercise can relieve stress, reset your circadian clock, reduce sleep disorder symptoms, and improve the quality of your sleep. But we as a group found our results interesting due to them kind of disproving this claim that physical activity encourages better sleep. We all personally believe that we get a better sleep after we've exercised, and the data showed that there was a slight negative correlation. Now, while it wasn't enough to show a full one for the linear regression, it is very interesting to see that there was a negative correlation from the data that was gathered from our group.